Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about the girls and boys in Huntsville, Alabama. And we're going to talk about love and hip hop. Huntsville. Mm. Love and marriage, Huntsville. Listen, girl, I don't want to be here all night, but I got some things I got to get off my chest. So the episode picks up where it left off. Ken is, you know, like I say, multiple things can exist at the same time. Ken was being messy. He was. That speech was not necessary. However, I can understand how it got to that point. Um, Marquez came to the celebration that was supposed to be about his kids, ready to start some mess. Marquez walked in with an appetite and an attitude. Girl, he walked in, like I said the other night when we went live. Marquez didn't come in with a gift for his kids. I didn't see him with a card in his hand, not a Barbie doll, not a G.I. Joe. Okay? I ain't see, girl, a pack of links for the grill, girl, a slab of ribs. Girl, I ain't see no fish to put in a deep fryer. Okay? I ain't see no fruit tray. I ain't see no sandwiches. I ain't see no bag of chips, a loaf of bread. Girl, he ain't bring no soda water. He ain't bring no juice. Girl, I ain't see a bottle in his hand. Girl, I ain't see nothing but him and some nook girl rolling up right behind him. When you look at how the day went with Marquez coming into the celebration for his kids, I'm the father, girl. He walked in, you could literally tell that Marquez had probably already had a drink or two. You're going around, trying to be seen. I'm the father, I'm the father, I'm the father, and I'm going to go ahead and say it. If Marquez was as present in his children's life as he claims that he is, there will be no need for you to go around and have to introduce to people that you're the father, because they will automatically know that you're the father. If you didn't feel it, and even if it was strangers, there were, like, who walks into a room, even with people who you may not know, I'm the father, I'm the father, I'm the father, I'm the father. You probably know that you're not in your children's life. Because in real life, girl, nobody just walks into a room going around introducing, I'm the father, I'm the father, I'm the father, I'm the father. They'll eventually find out that you're the father throughout the night. And I'm gonna stand on that, okay? So you walk in, I'm the father, wanting to go to the bar, girl, giving toast, raising a hand, raising a glass. Girl, this is not your home. This is not your home. Then you being messy with Latricia, start messing with Latricia, right? Latricia goes out and tells Ken. So it was just something that escalated. And then now here we are with Ken giving this messy speech. We'll get back to Ken and what's his face in a little bit. So Maurice and Melody. This is the thing. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. So Mel basically wants to talk to Maurice about the DUI. She basically tells him that, it was irresponsible, and the way that Maurice kind of holds himself, kind of like the moral policeman that you would expect more from Maurice, which I can agree. Listen, we all fall short sometimes. It can happen to the best of us, but Maurice does kind of walk around like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like he kind of do. She brings up her grandma. Now, listen to what I'm about to say. And right then and there, girl, Maurice stopped her dead in her tracks. Absolutely not. I see both sides, and I'm going to tell you why. Melody's side, I think that anyone who has lost a family member, a loved one, we'll just keep it on drunk drivers, right? Anyone who has lost a loved one to a drunk driver, they more than likely will feel a certain type of way when they hear stories of people getting DUIs. Usually when people go through things personally, it hits a little bit differently. So I can completely understand how Melody would feel a type of way in this situation because she says her grandmother passed away due to a drunk driver. So it's going to hit Melody completely different, right? Not to say that you can't have an understanding, but it's just gonna hit a little different. Maurice, on the other hand, I get where he coming from too. Because yes, I got pulled over for a DUI. No, you do not know the details. That is the truth. However, what you're not gonna do is put the fact that your grandmother unfortunately passed away due to a drunk driver on my shoulders. Because I ain't got nothing to do with your grandmother passing away. I can completely understand it. Don't put that on me. I understand that I got a DUI, and I understand that me getting a DUI could bring up certain feelings that you have. But girl, don't bring your grandmama up in this conversation. Because I ain't the reason why your grandmother unfortunately passed away. That's why I think Maurice stopped that right then and there. And I completely understand. Like I said, I understand both sides. Um, she basically tells Maurice that she wishes that he would have handled it differently. And, he could have did, which is the truth. I feel like, I don't, this is the thing. I don't know because I didn't see any of this. I don't keep up with any of them outside of the show. Based off of the pieces that I've seen, it sounds like Melody is telling the truth about after the whole DUI situation happened. Maurice was back down to girl the World Wide Web, and people were screaming "Free Reese" with bottles in the air. So it does give a little bit of, a middle finger to drinking and driving. And then, of course, people who have lost loved ones to drunk drivers, they really are going to feel a certain type of way about it. I don't understand how you could get pulled over with a DUI and it makes, especially, it's one thing if you're a private citizen and don't nobody know what's going on in your life. But girl, you are on a reality show. I think it's probably like the number one show on OWN. It made the blogs. And then the next day, girl, you were still out being recorded, what they say, with bottles in the air. I don't know if he necessarily had a bottle in his hand, but girl, you were still surrounded by alcohol and people screaming "Free Reese." You know what I'm saying? Um, but he basically tells Melody that you don't get to tell me how I need to handle a situation. I thought he tripped Melody up when he was saying, you don't know what happened. All you can go by is what you saw online. What are the facts? Here, Melody, you tell me. No, you tell him, because on some real stuff, if you're approaching him about with the conversation and you're telling him X, Y, and Z, then tell him the information. But the fact is, like I always even say with Maurice, ooh, not Maurice, Marceau. Ooh, baby, y'all know Girl, do y'all know that? What's the girl name? The slow one, Ariane. Y'all know Ariane did a interview with Martell, and supposedly, girl, an alleged side chick came forward. Yes, I think Marceau's alleged side chick. Girl, I'm gonna try to watch the interview. The interview was only like 30 something minutes, so I'm gonna try to watch it. We can kiki about it. Anyways, like I was saying, the fact is, you really don't know the details of the arrest. And that's just what it is. We could sit here and say that we think, you know, that Marceau, well, at least up until this interview came out, that we could say that we think Marceau was cheating on Tisha. But the fact of the matter is, girl, we really don't have no proof. Thinking and knowing are two different things. Okay. Um, Maurice started, girl, Maurice pulled a white woman card. Maurice said, you attacked me. I know that's right. He says that Melody was using the word attack or something like that. I didn't hear Melody did not say that unless they just didn't play Melody saying the word attack. But he also was saying that he felt, even, I don't know if he was saying that Melody used the word attacked or if he's saying that he just felt attacked with the words that Melody was using. I'll say this much. Anybody, once you start to, I could see how Maurice went on the defense when she brought up her deceased grandmother. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, it's kind of like, oh, girl, I see where you're trying to go with this. Um, Kimmy walks up, and Melody is telling Kimmy that basically Maurice's tone was off when he was talking to me. Now, I don't like that. I'm sorry, girl. You walk up to not walk up. You started the conversation with Maurice. Let's just call a thing about his business, and now you're bringing up your deceased grandmother. The conversation is not going left, right? But the voices are kind of elevating just a little bit, right? And now you want to tell his wife that his tone has changed. Of course, his tone has changed because you tried to bring up your deceased grandmother in the conversation. What do you think was going to happen about a conversation? Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, and now it's his tone. No, we're not gonna pull that. If you want to be woman enough to walk up to this man and have a woman to man conversation, then you're just gonna be woman enough to take whatever how the conversation goes. You know, I don't believe in that whole a woman and man can't have a conversation or a disagreement. And I'm so happy that Kimmy didn't say nothing the whole time. There was no reason for Kimmy to say anything. Listen, Melody is a grown ass woman who can express herself. Maurice is a grown ass man who can express himself. There was no need for Kimmy to get in the middle. Now, like Kimmy said in the confessional, now, girl, as long as it stay like a little respectful, then it ain't no reason for me to jump in. I could see if Melody had gotten disrespectful, then Kimmy may have to be like, hey, now, because then people will start the whole "you a man," you know what I'm saying? But I don't think there was a reason for Kimmy to jump in at all. Girl, let them talk. I'm just sitting here. As long as she don't get out of hand, then we good. Let them talk. Um, Marquez, he comes to the table. He walks up again, introducing himself as a father. Girl, at this point, Marquez, we know you're the father. You literally walked in when the sun was out, baby, introducing yourself to people as the father. Sweetie, it's nighttime. Girl, it's almost time to clean up and go to bed. And you still walking around here introducing yourself as a father, which again, for me, proves my point that that's how you know that Marquez, you really more than likely are an ain't shit father. For you to have to, it's one thing for you to walk around and be like, hey, how you doing? Um, I'm whatever the kid's name is, girl. I don't know, girl, Jack and Jill. I don't know. I'm Jack and Jill's father, right? I could see that. Oh, how you doing? Oh, I'm Marquez. Oh, you Marquez? Oh, yeah, I'm Jack and Jill's father. I'm Latricia's ex-husband, or whatever. But for you to still be doing it, it just lets me know, or at least I feel as though you're really not active in your kid's life because you have to make it known. I'm the father. 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 Girl, from sunrise to sunset. Then he starts saying something about he's a husband. Um, Mar- Marquez, you are legally her husband. Girl, just say you're her ex-husband. It, just like Latricia, I never understood how Latricia gets so caught up in explaining, girl, I'm separated. Remember the beginning of the season when Latricia will be having conversations and telling people about her, oh, I'm married. But you know how you meet people, I'm married, blah, blah. She will always get tripped up. And I'm like, why does she have a hard time just explaining her situation? Girl, I'm separated and I have a boyfriend. That's it. The son. Honey, the son walked over and got his daddy and told his daddy to relax and don't talk too much. Marquez was drunk. And you know how I know Marquez was drunk? When he walked up to that table with, I think it was Kimmy, Maurice, Melody, Destiny, Nell, and Chris. He mentioned something about him not drinking a lot. So this again, you even announcing that you haven't had a lot of alcohol lets me know that girl, you're more than likely drunk. Okay. Um, he says basically cool. He tells his son cool, right? He listens to his son. Marquez and Ken. Ken pulls Marquez to the side to have a conversation. Let me just say something. At this, I get it because the way that they got together, I do believe. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Um, Ken tells Marquez, "I don't have a problem with you." Baby, let me tell you something. When Marquez said, baby, when Marquez said, "Can you even have kids?" I said, wait. I said, wait a minute. You know you make me wanna put my hands up and throw my hands back in. Come on now. Woo. I said, oh God, girl, they about to fight. Girl, they about to tussle. Girl, they about to turn this whole backyard up. Oh my God. Girl, he asked that man straight to his face, can you even have kids? Wait. I said, oh, baby, when I tell Marquez is messy, girl. Okay, and Ken look like he will break girl Marquez's jaw. You know, listen, everybody who got muscles don't necessarily mean that you're strong. But it's a couple of them on that show that I feel like is strong. I feel like Maurice is strong. I feel like Ken is strong. Hell, I feel like Latricia is strong. Okay? Latricia's like, she'll slap the shit out of somebody too. Girl, knock a tooth out of your mouth. He said, "Can you have kids?" And you know, he said, "I feel like you're overcompensating because you don't have biological children." I said, "Well, bitch, I'll say this much though. At least Marquez ain't no punk." Girl, I said Marquez ain't no punk, baby, because he's talking his shit to Ken's face. It ain't none of that going behind you. I'm telling you to your face. Can you have kids? Are you shooting blanks, Milkle? Girl, because I think it might be shooting blanks. Baby, I said, "Ooh, baby, this is good. This is a mess. This is a hot ass mess." Um, and then he starts to talk about what how he was raised. A man comes to the man. Girl, we in 2024. Nigga, your ass, just like Ken said, he basically was trying to say, as a man, you should have come to me and basically had a conversation with me. Girl, don't nobody, girl, let me shut up. Don't nobody got have your permission to, girl, listen. We in 2025. It is what it is. You act like Ken said, you wasn't around. So even if he wanted to have a conversation with you, you were not around. Um, they start talking about the daughter. The daughter called Ken daddy after Father's Day. Baby. He says, Marquez says that's Latricia's fault. That's Latricia's fault. Okay, it's my fault too. It's all of our fault. Let me tell you something, and I'm standing by. Girl, I'm gonna keep going back to Marquez is not an active father. If you are an active father, if you are an active father, it is hard for me to believe that your children will walk around here calling another man daddy. Unless it's just one of these Will Smith, Sheree, Jada situations where he might, and I don't know the setup with Will Smith. I'm just using it as an example of how they all get along. Like I can see in some situations where the kids might be like, I have two fathers, right? This is my right, like this is my real daddy, and this is my stepdaddy, but I still I call them both dad. So I can see in some situations how it might operate that way, but I don't see that little girl just walking around here calling Ken daddy because you're involved in her life. I just don't see it. Um, he tells Ken, "You don't feel like you owe me anything." I'm gonna give Marquez this much, and it was what's his face? What's the nigga name? Damn, I be not Martell. I get them so confused. There's too many M's on this show. Marquez, Martell. Maurice. What's Letitia's husband's name? Marceau. Marceau clocked the T. Yes, that's what I meant to say. I'm sorry, girl. Um, when Maurice clocked their tea, remember when they were at the test tasting that Kimmy was having? And he basically said that if y'all were not doing anything inappropriate, remember they made the comment about them like they will stop communication. I guess listen, y'all know what goes on. You break up with somebody, get separated, then you might get back together, then you break up again, you might get back together, you break up again, start communicating. So they made a comment basically whenever Latricia would be in communication with Marquez, Ken would step off. And Marceau clocked the T and said, well, girl, there would be no reason for you to step off if there was nothing inappropriate happening. I said, ooh, there we go. Okay. Now, so to Marquez's point, they will never admit it, but even if they were not having sex, they had already passed that step of just saying that they were friends. Because if y'all really and truly looked at each other as friends, there would be no need for Ken to feel the need to step off anytime she was in communication with Marquez. That's how you know it had already went past that step of just friendship. Girl, Ken was probably liking Latricia, and Latricia was probably liking Ken. So with that being said, I could see why Marquez would feel like the way that y'all got to like stop like y'all, it wasn't all just black and white when y'all got together. You know what I'm saying? Um Latricia walks up. Now I'm gonna say this much. It did appear like Latricia, the alcohol was starting to move through the body. You could tell Latricia was, not just sloppy drunk, but you could tell that girl. Girl, we start feeling we get a little, the liquor start hitting you. Um, Marquez says he was there for her, talking about when her parents died. I think it was her parents or grandparents. When her loved ones passed away. Marquez, you're like this is the thing, Marquez. Marquez, you're a liar. I think Latricia lies too. Don't get it twisted. Okay, they're both liars in my book. In this situation, I mean this part of the conversation, I think Marquez, you are lying. I could have swore that Marquez basically admitted to some of the things when he talked to Marceau at the beginning of, was that last season? Like let me tell y'all something about that goddamn Marquez. I want y'all to look at Marquez when he talks to Latricia, especially, I'm getting ahead of myself. When they went to that ice cream parlor, when I tell y'all the way that Marquez would say things to Latricia to get her riled up, and then he would sit there with a grin on his face. Look at it. I said, oh, this nigga is crazy. He gets a kick out of getting her worked up. That's why with Ken and Latricia, I get it. And I'm so happy that Destiny told Latricia, because she was basically telling, I'm getting ahead, but she was basically, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. Um, so Latricia walks over to the table with the rest of the cast members, basically. And did y'all hear Melody say, now Latricia, you be throwing your little shade all the time. That's what I be saying. Like, Melody, you ain't no girl's girl either. Because on some real shit, as much as Martell was swinging your ass every which way but loose and had you looking crazy all up on TV, you would think that all I'm saying is this. You would think that with the things that Melody has been through with Martell, that even if she did not know the full story, that either she would try to remain neutral or she would just take the woman's side. But this is the second time Melody has made a comment about Latricia that was in favor of Marquez and girl against Latricia. So either you're not a girl's girl, or you feel a little way that Latricia could have been fucking your man, right? Girl, you got to watch out for Melody. Sorry, millimeters. Um, and then Maurice basically tells her, and I agree with Maurice. Like, this, y'all are here for the kids, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not mad at any of the conversations that are being had. I'm mad at where they're having the conversations. Girl, if they have these conversations at Destiny's Field Day, then girl, do what you do. But y'all are having these conversations at a party that's supposed to be for your kids. These conversations, they were inappropriate for the setting. I will agree with that. It was inappropriate for most of the conversations that were happening to have happened in this setting. I get they're shooting a reality show. I get there has to be some drama, but girl, there doesn't have to be drama at every event that y'all are throwing. They could have had a cute little event. Marquez could have popped up, did what y'all did, and then we could have went to the next thing. And then, girl, if y'all wanted to have a family feel a grown ups field day again, and then invite Marquez and let Marquez, Latricia, and Ken go at it, then girl, so be it. Destiny says, Latricia says he elevated it. He basically saying he got turned up, so I turned up too. And then Destiny tells her you didn't have to, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I understand that Marquez came in and it was already tension before Marquez even walked into the building, walked into the backyard, whatever. And with Marquez acting the way that he was acting, it did kind of escalate things. However, I also am of the belief that Latricia and Ken did not have to engage with Marquez. I understand it's hard, right? I've never been in that position, so I would never probably truly fully understand it, right? Because when you're in something, it's completely different. It's easier, right? It's easier said than done. But you engaging with someone like Marquez is like being on a merry-go-round. And I think that's what Marquez wants. He wants that to happen. He wants you to get on this merry-go-round, so you're just going in the circle, going in the circle, going in the circle. And it's never ending. So it's like, girl, don't even get on the merry-go-round. Girl, don't pay him any attention. He wants attention. He even admitted that he's emotional. He said it out of his own mouth. So once you start to kind of give him attention, girl, he's going to go to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. So I get that Marquez is doing things that could trigger Ken and Latricia. However, somebody has to be the bigger person. Yes, he's doing something, but you don't have to engage with Marquez. You don't have to engage. You're choosing to engage. I understand why, but you don't have to. I understand he getting on your nerves, girl, but you don't have to engage. You don't. And now look where we are. You see what I'm saying? At your children's graduation party. So, anyways, Melody says, girl, I'm sorry, millimeters. Y'all have to admit, Melody was not making a lot of sense this episode. Can we just have an honest conversation, millimeters? Melody says, I believe Trisha's still in love with him because she gets triggered so easy. Girl, what? Girl, if that's the case, then you must be still in love with Martell. Girl, if Martell walked into that backyard right now, girl, Melody would be girl like Flojo, running to her car. Even if it was not the RP that was going on, we could go back 3 seasons from now before the RP even happened. Does that mean that you're still in love with Martell? Can I say something? I know that we all think differently. That's the beauty of life. I do not think that just because somebody is triggered by an ex-boyfriend, an ex-wife, ex-husband, a baby daddy, that means that they still in love with them. I see a lot of people online who believe that if you get triggered by an ex-husband, oh, she must still want him. She must still want him. No, I'm triggered because, girl, I'm thinking about the things that happened when I was with the nickel. And I really want to take a baseball bat to his kneecaps. I'm not in love with him. Okay? I don't think Latricia is in love with Marquez. I think she just gets upset. And then when Marquez plays in her face, I think it just takes it to another level. I think Marquez gets a kick out of getting Latricia riled up. And on some real shit, while Ken, you do want to play. Ken wants to play both sides. He wants to play the I'm the I'm the good guy who don't have a problem, but then you also want to be messy and engage in the shit. If it was all about the kids with Marquez, then he would listen to his children. If your daughter is happy and she telling you that Mr. Ken is nice to her, and he comes to daddy daughter dance day, and he takes us out of the country. If your son is saying that this is the most I have seen my mother smile, hello, that's what the son said, then you shouldn't have a problem with Ken if it was really about the kids. But if the kids are telling you that this is a good man, Savannah, but you're upset because instead of you taking care of your responsibilities and taking care of your goddamn kids, another nigga is. That's why Marquez is really pissed off at Ken. Because he stepped up and did some shit that he knew he should have been doing, but he wasn't. And I'm going to stand on that. You have Brittany on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. She has 2 daughters. Both of her daughters don't even talk to her because Brittany got married a second time and they didn't like the stepdaddy. You see what I'm saying? But then you look over here, the kids actually love Ken. It could be a situation where the kids actually hate Ken. That's when you step in and be like, what the hell is going on over there? But if the kids are saying, we don't have no problem with Mr. Ken, then there ain't no problem. If it's really about the kids. Anyways, girl, I think I worked up shit. What was I saying? Hell. Wait, girl, I lost my train of thought, girl. I believe. Oh, the whole trigger stuff, girl. Ain't nobody, every time somebody, if that's the case, Melody is still in love with Martell, period. Um, Latricia, Kimmy, and Latricia, what time is it? Oh, I ain't gonna make it to the grocery store. I think I can probably I gotta hurry up. It's 10:05, y'all. The grocery store closed at 11. Okay. Latricia, Kimmy, am I gonna make it? Oh, I hate when I feel like I have to rush. Oh, I can just go tomorrow, huh? Because I really don't need nothing. I mean, what I need, I really didn't need it tonight. I just wanted to get it tonight to get it over with. Okay, we're gonna try to just get. If I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. Okay. Girl, if I still be running my mouth in the next, I should be done with this review in about 20 minutes. I should make it. Okay. So Letitia, Kimmy, and Latricia, they meet up. I did not hear Kimmy and Latricia said that Latricia told Melody that basically that him and Marquez was about to piss her off, and she was gonna start a domino effect and stop the shit out of both of them. Girl, is that what they said? She said, yeah. Is that what Latricia said? She said. I said, oh baby, they should have played. I wanted to see that, girl. Girl, Kimmy and Latricia said that Kimmy and Latricia said that Melody and Marquez was both getting on her nerves, and it was going to be a domino effect. And I could have swore I heard Latricia say, "Yeah, I was going to start slapping the shit out." Well, she didn't say slap the shit, but she was like, "I was going to start slapping both of them," or something to that effect. Is that what y'all heard? Anyways, they basically start talking about Melody and how Melody is basically going around questioning, you know, wanting to know what's going on with Maurice, wanting to know what's going on with Martell and Latricia. And again, I don't think that Melody is bothered by Martell, but according to her, if you're triggered, you must be still in love with him. Well, if you're still asking questions about what your ex-husband did, girl, you must still be in love with him. You see what I'm saying? We could say the same thing about Melody. Why would you be concerned? Why are you worried about if Latricia and Martell had sex? Why are you worried about, girl, when it happened? Why do you need a timeline? You were divorced from that man. You must still love him. Right? Okay. Um, Kimmy says that basically she talked to me first. And if she had an issue or she wanted to know something, if she was being sincere, she would have brought it up. I'm with Kimmy. We're going to get into Kimmy and Melody conversation. Kimmy says you hate people when they make assumptions of you about what they saw on social media. And she doing the same thing. Did they say this? Did she say this in the clip? She also said that Melody. She said this in the clip. Did she say this on the show? I can't remember, but I remember saying in the clip. Regardless of what she said it on, regardless if she said it on the clip or she said it on the actual show. She also said that Melody is pretty much girl wanting to take everybody else down since she lost her man. I'm paraphrasing. I told you I've been screaming that since season 2, 3, and I believe it. Ever since Melody found out, ever since Melody was embarrassed about her nigga being an ain't shit nigga, I think that Melody had it out to make sure that we find that everybody else man is an ain't shit nigga. The difference is, they chose the right side chick. Your husband chose the wrong side chick. Nell and Chris, they go fencing. I thought it was really, really cute. She doesn't want to throw a 30th birthday party. I mean, a 30th anniversary party. Basically, she says her funds are kind of low because, again, she's been helping her kids out, or at least the one who be in and out of jail. Girl. Chris is like, why are you talking like it's just your money? Right? Like, because she was saying, like, my money is low. I like, girl, quiet as this kept. Girl, it sound like Nell ain't no fool. I get that it's our money, but girl, I'm talking about I'm talking about my money. Y'all caught that T too? I get that we married and we've been married for a long time, but I'm still, girl, in my head, I still be like, this is my money. My money is low. Hey, I got what Neil was trying to say. Did y'all catch what Neil was trying to say too? Not to say they're getting I'm not saying they're getting a divorce. I'm just saying the simple fact that she still speaks like my money, my money, my money. It leads me to believe that Nell could still understand that this marriage could end at any time, and I need to make sure my money is good. Okay. Anyways, maybe I'm reaching with that one, but I kind of got what Neil was trying to say. I feel I went on a whole rant. So, long story short, Neil, is it Nail? Nail. Girl, I call that lady Nail and Neil. Nail, um, she basically is still grieving her mother, and she's trying to work through that. She said they got me looking crazy as hell. So I took it as though maybe they're forcing her to talk about her mother on camera and she doesn't want to. I don't know, but that's what it kind of sounds like. Latricia and Marquez, they meet up. I don't know if the kids were supposed to be coming, but they mentioned the kids. And Latricia tells him that their daughter isn't feeling the best. Girl, I do not want to sound like I'm picking on Marquez. Latricia tells Marquez that their daughter isn't feeling the best. And he says, yeah, maybe we should get her some ice cream to go. Baby, your daughter is not 9 or 10 years old, is she? Girl. And even if she was, how about you go talk to your daughter and see what's wrong with your daughter? And see why your daughter walked right past your black ass like she didn't see you and you had to grab her by her arm and give her a hug. And you think that, oh, we should get her some ice cream to go. Girl, like she 3. Girl, you don't want to know the truth, Marquez. You think ice cream is the key. Girl. Okay, I put, girl, this is a mess. And then, because they were going back and forth, they are going to have to get to a point where there's no, eventually they're going to have to get to a point where, girl, the back and forth is a done deal. And that's what that's what they said at the end of the conversation. Like, that's what Latricia was telling him. There's no need for us to go back and forth because what is done is done. It's over. It's done. It's a wrap. Girl, in a nutshell, you're their father. You ain't going nowhere. Ken ain't going nowhere. So this back and forth, girl, I'm not doing this. Um, he says, y'all are acting like I was gone for 6 years and wasn't in their life. Again, I'm going to go back to your daughter calling another man daddy. Your daughter ain't calling Ken daddy because you were in their life. Okay? You were gone long enough to the point where your daughter felt comfortable calling another man father. And that's just what it is. Um, Marquez says that if Ken wasn't in the picture, the kid's lifestyle wouldn't change because of us. Marquez, motherfucker, you ain't even have no gas money. Latricia says, no, it wouldn't change because I'm gonna make sure that I take care of my business, right? No, the lifestyle is not gonna change. I'm gonna be okay. I took care of them when you were not in the picture. Marquez, they said you asked them for gas money. I just told a lie. Not ask them for gas money. I think you were having issues getting to their son's graduation or getting to whatever, and they offered you gas money. So I'm not gonna say he asked for gas money, but you didn't have no money to get to your sons, whatever was going on, and they offered you a little bit of gas money. And here you go on talking about, girl, the lifestyle wouldn't change because of us. Well, because of us, nigga, I'm giving you money, okay, for gas. He says, Trisha, you need counsel, girl. When I tell you, girl, that man was, girl, gaslighting the shit out. When I tell you, Marquez is something serious. When he was said, like, I want y'all to go back. If you don't watch it, well, you wouldn't know. But if you watch it, just go back and watch it and just watch how when Marquez would say stuff to Latricia, Latricia would get worked up and he would have like a smirk on his face. That nigga is crazy. He knows what he's doing. Again, y'all know my foot been on Latricia ass this whole season. But what I'm saying is when it comes to this situation with Latricia and Marquez, Marquez knows exactly what to do to get Latricia riled up. He knows exactly what to do. He says, Trisha, you need counseling. Girl, I would have reached across the table and slapped the shit out of him. He says, this is what he says. He says, I was a good husband. I don't know if you were a good wife because I'm not sure you had the proper example. Then he started grinning again. I said, this motherfucker is diabolical. I said, oh, girl. I said, he's one of those. He's one of those. You were a good husband. You were a good husband, Marquez. And then he basically is thinking about moving back to Huntsville. And they finished the conversation basically on some, they both have stuff to work on. And the past is the past. That's what they claim. But we know this ain't the past is the past. Oh, baby, here we go. Kimmy and Melody, the showdown. Millimeters. Again, we have to have a conversation about y'all Queen Melody. Are y'all gonna be honest? Or y'all gonna play in my face? Are we gonna be honest today? Okay, here we go. I'm not about to be fighting y'all in the comment section. I said what I said, and I ain't changing it. Okay. Um, Kimmy invited Melody out for drinks, so basically they could have a conversation. They say they had an agreement that anytime something happens, they go directly to the person instead of playing the game of telephone. Go right to the person. Um, Girl, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Wait a minute. Also, Kimmy brings up the conversation. She starts the conversation. Melody says she just mentioned what has been said all over the internet. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember. I don't remember it, but I don't remember people saying that Maurice had lipstick on. I remember when he got arrested, we were just like, Maurice got arrested, he got a DUI, and that was the end of the conversation. Maybe I did mention it. I don't remember seeing anything on the internet about Maurice and some lipstick. Did I mention anything about Maurice and some lipstick? Was that all over the internet? Because I don't remember seeing it. I feel like Melody probably got that information from one of her, millimeters, and she just ran with it and brought it onto the show. I put bullshit Melody. That's what I put. Melody is a bullshitter. She says that I remember you saying that you didn't want to talk about it. Melody, this is where I feel like Melody is full of shit. Let me explain to y'all what happened. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Melody invited Kimmy over to her home to work out. They work out, boom, blah, blah, blah. She then says that she wanted to check on Kimmy because she knows how it can be embarrassing. Because she was trying to draw a parallel basically to her situation with Martell. And we know all the things that Martell has done to Melody and Maurice getting arrested with a DUI. In my honest opinion, while I do believe that you can be embarrassed because your husband or wife got a DUI, like, for example, Ray and what happened with Karen Huger and that body camera footage being released, now that you definitely would be embarrassed. Now, is it still on the same level of your husband cheating on you and having a baby? No. But when that body cam footage came out, I could see how you definitely might not want to go to work the next day. Because everybody's going to be talking about your wife and the body camera footage. That would be embarrassing. But that's not what happened with Maurice. We just heard Maurice got pulled over with a DUI, and that was the end of it. If Melody wanted to really check on Kimmy, and she really wanted to use an example of, well, I know how it could be embarrassing because these husbands will embarrass you, she just would have brought up what she felt was lipstick on Maurice's face. But she didn't do that. She didn't bring up the lipstick. Melody was just trying to get tea about the arrest. If you really were Kimmy's friend, if you really were concerned about Kimmy, like you said you were concerned about Kimmy, you would have brought up the lipstick. And that's Kimmy's whole point. Girl, I was just in your face. I was just in your house, eating, working out. You asked me about a situation that I can't speak about, which is my husband being pulled over with a DUI. He didn't get pulled over because he had lipstick on his face. He didn't get a ticket because he had lipstick on his face. I can't talk about the open case. We can talk about that lipstick on his face, though. So Melody is trying to play the game with Kimmy as if, well, you said you didn't want to talk about it after I tried to have the conversation. Yes, about the case. Okay? You bringing up lipstick now when I was just in your face. And instead of you bringing it up to me, you go to my sister-in-law, who you know gonna come back and tell me. And then you also go to another person, Latricia. She says, so you backed off, but went to other people and talked about it. Oh, I just said that. So she backed off. Melody basically says that there's no need to have the conversation because when I said Miss Melody was playing in Kimmy's face, Melody told her that basically there's no need for us to have a conversation because you already know what I said. And she said what she said, it wasn't about you directly. Girl, Melody was playing in Kimmy's face. Let me say this. You're so concerned about Kimmy that you invited her over to your house. Because if you don't feel that the lipstick on Maurice's face was not directly about Kimmy, then why the fuck do you give a damn about the DUI? That's not directly about Kimmy either. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to talk about the lipstick because you feel like that's not directly about Kimmy, but that still would affect Kimmy because you're saying that her husband is basically, you're trying to insinuate that her husband could have possibly cheated. That's what the insinuation is. Girl, he had lipstick on his face. You're not putting that out there because you want to say that it's Kimmy's lipstick. You see what I'm saying? That's the game that Melody is trying to play with Kimmy. And Kimmy is clocking the T. I put girl, that's her husband. Regardless of how we feel about Marceau and Maurice, at the end of the day, I don't give a damn what nobody say. If a person, man or woman, was going around after your husband just got arrested and was basically trying to insinuate that they could have been cheating, right? Because now you're trying to put the timeline together. Where was he coming from? What time did he get pulled over? Oh, they said it was red lipstick on his face. Girl. And then you feel like Kimmy's not going to feel a way about it because you're not directly talking about her. But you also want to call her over to your house because, girl, I know how these men can embarrass you, girl. I know how they can embarrass you, girl. Like, anyways, and then she says, "Do you have any info proof that would lead you to believe this?" Um, And then Melody responds, I feel like you're asking me, how dare I ask questions? That's not what she's trying to say. She's not mad at you for asking questions. She has a problem with you going around town to everybody else instead of asking her. Girl, I was just in your house the other day. You could have asked me then. But you didn't ask me. That's the problem. Ask questions all day long. Because if you really are my friend and you really are concerned about what's going on, then ask me. But that's not what you did. Um, Do you feel like Maurice is cheating? That's not up for me to answer. Well, girl, that's what you tried to put out there. And can I say something too? And I'm gonna be done with it. We'll talk more about it next week. Girl, nobody put Melody and nobody put Melody and Martell's business out there but Melody and Martell. Nobody came on the show and exposed Melody and Martell's tea. Now, did they have conversations about it? Yes. But did they expose Martell cheating on Melody? They did that their damn self. Y'all gonna have to show me the clip. Because I remember them having conversations. I remember Martell saying he had a girlfriend. I don't remember anybody else on the show exposing that Martell was cheating on Melody. I think that's a part of the problem because I think that a lot of them already knew. Melody knew too that Martell had a girlfriend. That's why they were off and on, separated, breaking up, all that, right? I think that's part of the problem because they knew, but they never brought it up. Melody and Martell told their business. Okay? They told their business. I don't remember Maurice, Kimmy, Latricia, Marceau exposing Martell's infidelities. Having conversations about what is going on with the Holtz is completely different than me saying, girl, Martell is cheating on Melody. What Melody is trying to do is expose other people for cheating. Because she's upset that they had conversations about her marriage. Even though they would sit around and have conversations about, girl, it's such thing as respectful cheating. Hey, Melody, that's what she said. Anyways, I'm done. I'm over it. I'll talk to y'all later. What time is it? Girl, yeah, we good. Girl, I ain't gonna make it, y'all. I just go to the store tomorrow. All right, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all.